记得出 Good morning. The Louisiana Committee on Parole is impaneled in Baton Rouge at headquarters. Today, serving on the panel, to my left is Chuck Tillis, to my right is Nanny Barra. I'm Jerry Ledoux. Today's date is 7/16 and the time is 9:07. Would the staff at DOC please introduce yourself for the record?
Jasmine Thompson. Sherelle McBride.
Francis Abbott.
Lieutenant Anderson.
Okay. We are currently at Elaine Hunt Correctional Center with the staff there. Please introduce yourself. I'm sorry, it's on mute still.
Is he present?
Can you hear us? Go ahead, say, repeat, please.
Yeah, we can hear.
Deputy Warden Stephanie Michelle,
Thank you.
Christy LeBlanc classification, and Warden Credit classification.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. The first offender we'll have is Mr. Norman Newman. Is Mr. Newman here? Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Newman, you're before the Louisiana Committee on Parole this morning. To my left is Mr. Tillis, to my right is Mr. Barra, Ms. Ledoux. I'm going to read some identifying information into the record, and then we'll begin our interview. So I find, sir, that you are a third felony offender, currently serving a 40-year sentence for a manslaughter. And you have a parole eligibility date of 7/24/26. That's you have a good time date, or I mean a full-time date of 7/24/46. Does that sound correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Mr. Newman, you have a large number of people here in support of you today. At the appropriate time, we will hear from them. But first of all, I'd like to start out by asking you to tell us why you're here today, what you did, and also why we should consider early release.
All right. Thank you. If it's all right with the board, I will be reading the statement that I have prepared. Due to injury to my brain, I have trouble retaining thoughts and somewhat memory loss. I didn't want to leave anything out because it's very important to me to say what's in my heart. First and foremost, I would love to extend my remarks to Mr. Bourne's family and loved ones. What I did was wrong in the eyes of God, wrong in the eyes of the law. It hurts me that the Bourne family have to relive the pain, all the trauma here today. Again, I am truly sorry for the lifelong suffering and heartache that I caused that family. I'm here today because in 2006, I shot and killed Mr. Clifton Bourne. I knew Mr. Bourne from the street life we both lived. At the time, I was afraid he would kill me. I responded in the only way that I knew how at the time, with violence. I went to his home and killed Mr. Bourne while his wife and kids was in the next room. I forced Miss Tyra and her 2 young kids to live life without a husband and a father present. I did that. What I did was senseless, revengeful, horrific, and selfish. Their kids was just 1 and 3 years old at the time, innocent babies. It hurt deeply just thinking about them missing out on their lifelong or everything because of me. Birthday, first day of school, graduation, and holidays. Just all the life precious milestone that a father had with his kids. I robbed him out of that. Nothing in all this world could fill that void that I have created in their life. It's a regret that it will be with me for the rest of my life. I went to prison for armed robbery and attempt murder, did 5 years and returned home the same man that I went in. I found myself back doing time for drug-related charges a year or 2 later. I grew up in the street receiving influence in all the wrong places from all the wrong people. I can honestly say I'm a changed man. I now am a leader and mentor. I have facilitated 5 churches where I have helped others to make healthier churches. I say all that to say, I know how lucky I am to have a parole date. And after serving 20 years, I'm asking the board for grace and mercy. This is my 3rd offense, but the first 2 times, I basically returned home the same man that I went in as. The only thing that I did accomplish the first time was my GED. This time, I have rehabilitated. I took programs that helped shape me and change me to the man that I am today, loving, compassionate, and of a service to others. Today, I am transformed, humble, and most importantly, my faith in God is stronger. Through the many programs that I have completed and facilitated, I have changed the way I think. Even though I didn't have a drug addiction, I recognized selling drugs was a problem in itself. That's why I still took Living in Balance to help me understand how selling drugs victimized the community. Anger management has taught me how to regulate my own emotions and manage conflict in a positive way. Facilitating higher level of thinking allowed me to teach others the importance in thinking of the inconsequences of every decision they will make. I also completed victim impact. I didn't get rewarded good time credit, it was personal. I now understand how a bad decision can permanently affect innocent people, how victim families are forced to carry the pain, trauma, and emotional damage long after the actual crime. I now know the ripple effect I have caused the Bond family, my own family, as well as the community, because Mr. Bond was known for giving free haircuts to kids in the neighborhood. I'm no longer the problem. I am part of the solution. I now help to teach others how to deal with positive decision-making, fatherhood, and peer pressure. I'm asking the board for another chance, a chance to help rebuild the community in which I helped tear down. And I do recognize no amount of time, program, nor apology will ever be enough to repair the damage I have caused. I am respectfully asking the board to grant my parole. It would be an opportunity for me to continue mentoring at-risk youth, hospice work, and be a positive force of change for others on the outside. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I can tell you put a lot into that. Warden, what can you tell us about his time there at your facility?
Norman Newman's been, well, we know locked up almost 20 years. He served as a dorm here at the prison, trustee. So he can be counted on to help out on the compound and stuff. He's been at Hunt since 2015. So I know that he's known around the prison for helping out where it's needed.
Looking at his disciplinary report, can you confirm his last write-up was in, well, not his last, but in August of 2022, he was written up for a cell phone?
We just sent that paperwork over. It was what? Yeah, it was an extension cord.
Thank you, staff. I'm referring to the, has on my report on August of 22, it was a cell phone.
Yeah.
Do you have a cell phone write-up in August of 22?
The cell phone write-up that I had, it was during the time that I was dealing with an issue, a family issue with my family. My sister had been shot, and nephew was killed. I did take responsibility for the cell phone because it was illegal in prisons and stuff. But since then, I ain't have no other write-up. I have been in compliance with all prison rules since then.
Okay. Okay, thank you for clarifying that. We have several people who would like to speak on your behalf. we'll ask Mr. Myers if he wants to speak first.
Thank you. Good morning, Kerry Myers of the Louisiana Parole Project. On behalf of Norman Newman, we've been working with Mr. Newman for quite a while. And one of the things that stood out to us about Mr. Newman was his service, his volunteership as a hospice volunteer, which is not only commendable, but a very difficult thing to do, to attend to another dying person. That certainly speaks to his humanity. Also, he's worked in the visiting shed concession, a trusted area for a number of years. And that, again, service to his community. This is about his trajectory. His disciplinary record is good. He is programming, living in balance, anger management, victim awareness, victim impact, Malachi dads. He's certainly put in that work. He's going to be a long-term client of Parole Project. We will assist Mr. Newman rebuilding his life. And that's going to include employment assistance. That's going to include case management and mentoring and technology, financial management and planning, social norms, consumer skills. He'll be evaluated by our social workers for any recommendations, for any additional assistance. Mr. Newman has been very candid with this board about his past. This is about trajectory, and the trajectory since this period of incarceration, the maturity, the age he is at now, has put Mr. Newman on a completely different path. We believe that he will be an excellent candidate to succeed, and we ask this board to consider those factors and grant his parole today.
Thank you, Mr. Myers. We also have Mr. Newman's sister, Tamika, who would like to speak.
How y'all doing?
Good. Yes, we can see and just speak loud.
Okay. My name is Tamika Newman, and I'm the sister of Norman Newman. First, I want to thank the members of the board for allowing me the opportunity to speak on behalf of my brother today. Before I say anything else, I want to acknowledge the Burns family. To the Burns family, we continue to offer our deepest condolences. We have never forgotten your loss, and we know nothing can erase the pain that was caused. We pray for your family and continue to respect the weight of what happened. Standing here today is not easy, but it's important because I want you to know the man I know, not just for the mistake he made over 20 years ago, but for the man he has become. When Norman made the decision that brought him here, I was angry, disappointed, and heartbroken. I knew my brother was capable of so much more. I could still hear my mother telling him that he could be the president if he wanted to. Those words stuck with me all these years because she saw greatness in him. Sadly, one decision changed the course of so many lives, including ours. Growing up, Norman had a good heart. He was always helping people, especially the elderly, and he loved his family. He made wrong choices as a man, but those choices did not define the person he is today. Over the last 2 decades, my family has remained by his side. We have visited him constantly, talked with him on phones, writing letters, and never stopped believing that he could be a better man. Those visits was never out of obligation. They were out of love. They also represent the strong support system waiting for him when he comes home. He will not be returning to society alone. He will be surrounded by family who loves him, who hold him accountable and will help him continue on the right path. Throughout these years, I have watched my brother grow. Every conversation has shown me someone who is more mature, more humble, and more thoughtful than the young man who into prison. He accepts responsibility for his action. He didn't make excuses. He understood the pain the churches caused. And he has spent years working to become a better man through rehabilitation, self-reflection, and personal growth. Even the correctional officers have shared with me the kind of man that they know him to be. When they see me come and visit, they often smile and tell me how respectful, kind-hearted, and helpful my brother is. Hearing those words bring tears to my eyes because they have come to know the same Norman our family has always known, beneath the mistake, the real Norman Newman. Norman has always remained a family despite being behind prison walls. I have stayed close to all his children and I have watched him continue to love and support them through phones, letters, guidance, and encouragement. They have grown into positive young adults, but they still need their father presence, wisdom, and support outside these walls. Norman's daughter, who is incarcerated next door at LCIW, asked me to share from her heart. She said, my father was young and made a bad mistake, but I've seen him change. I need my father and I believe he deserves a second chance. Those words carry great meaning because they come from his own child. Norman is more than my brother. He has always been someone I could call whenever I need him. No matter what was going on, he was there for me and for our family. Losing him didn't affect all of us. His decision didn't just change his life, it changed our family life as well. As I look around this room today, I see people who came here for one reason, to show Norman love, support, and stand beside him because they believe in the man he has become. That speaks volumes. These are people who know him, who have watched his growth, and who are committed to helping him succeed. Ladies and gentlemen of the board, my brother is ready. I'm sorry. He has been genuine, remorseful from the very first day of his incarceration, and their remorse remains with him today. His actions over the last 20 years have shown that he has done everything within his power to rehabilitate himself. He has prepared himself for the opportunity to become a productive citizen again. And if granted parole, I truly believe he will never ever make the same mistake that brought him here. Besides the parole project, our family is prepared to support him and will encourage him. People cannot rewrite their past, but they can choose a different future. I respectfully ask this board to consider not only the terrible mistake my brother made as a young man, but also the man who stands before you today, a man who accepts responsibility, shown remorse, demonstrate rehabilitation, and earn the opportunity to prove himself with outside these walls. I truly believe Norman Newman deserves a second shot chance. Thank you, and thank you for your service.
Thank you. We'll take all that into consideration. We also have your son, NEWMAN, and you'll provide brief comments. Your sister provided a lot of your aunt provided a lot of information. If you'd like to speak.
How you doing? I just want to thank y'all for y'all time. And growing up, it was really hard. I wish I had my father for the small things Just wish he was there on a day-to-day basis, wish we could do everything that we wanted to do as a kid. I'm sorry, I apologize.
Okay.
I think my father deserved a second chance at life. Because
It's okay, we understand. We understand your sentiment. Thank you so much. Thank you. Also, Hannah Burdell, the attorney, is here at headquarters, and you can speak at this time.
Good morning, to this honorable board. My name is Hannah Rose Brodell, I'm a staff attorney with the Louisiana Parole Project. I'm here on behalf of Mr. Norman Newman. Before I begin, I want to extend on behalf of Norman and the entire Newman family, sincere condolences to the Barnes family. Nothing can undo the loss they have had to carry for 2 decades, and nothing I share today minimizes that. The question for this board is whether the Norman Newman before you today is prepared to safely re-enter this community under supervision. Norman has spent every day of the last 20 years answering that question through his conduct, and I am here to confirm without hesitation that he is. The Norman Newman you meet today is humble, deeply kind, and genuinely remorseful. His transformation is reflected in 20 years of accountability, faithful service to others, and dedication to his family and community. And since the full scope of that transformation is reflected in the countless certificates, court letters, and achievements submitted to this board, I'll just highlight a few points. First, I'd like to briefly provide context for his offense, not as an excuse or justification, and certainly not to assign blame to Mr. Barnes, but because the circumstances that shaped Norman's life illustrate the significance of his transformation. In 1998, Norman was shot in the head and shoulder, leaving him permanently deaf in his left ear. In 1999, he was shot again, this time in the face and neck by Mr. Barnes, wounds that left Norman with lasting injuries, including documented memory impairment and partial face paralysis. Years later, believing that his life was in danger yet again, and having been shaped by a world of violence and fear and survival, Norman made the horrible decision to confront Mr. Barnes himself. Norman has always maintained sole responsibility for his decision and the tragic consequences that followed. And in fact, accountability has shaped Norman's response from the very beginning. He pled guilty to manslaughter, but more telling is that on the day of his sentencing hearing, long before any rehabilitative program, Norman, on his own initiative, asked that an apology letter be hand-delivered to Ms. Barnes in open court. That moment shows Norman's remorse did not begin in prison, nor was it motivated by the possibility of being granted parole. It began with his own recognition that he had caused irreparable harm. And for the past 20 years, that remorse has fueled his commitment to living a different life. Despite the limitations imposed by his medical condition, Norman has addressed every factor that led to his incarceration, completing extensive therapeutic and rehabilitative programming, but he didn't stop there. He went further, and became somebody selected by the administration to teach and support others. Norman is now a facilitator, a certified hospice worker, and a trustee of over 5 years, exhausting every opportunity available to him at the prison. The agency that has supervised Norman for the past 20 years has repeatedly recognized his rehabilitation and readiness for reentry. In 2025, Norman's assessed risk level was so low, he was not accepted into the Thinking for a Change program because he no longer met the criteria for that intervention. And in 2022, the warden wrote in a letter submitted to you, quote, Norman Newman has fulfilled all aspects of his incarceration and is prepared to return to full-time employment. End quote. This collection of photos submitted to the board with our brief tells the story of a devoted father who, despite decades of separation, has made strong and loving relationships with his family, many of whom are with him today. His love of his children and his vision for fatherhood are rooted in his faith in God. Granted parole, Norman will have comprehensive, long-term reentry support through the Louisiana Parole Project. He will return to structure, accountability, and a strong community prepared to help him succeed. Norman has accomplished the goals of corrections. He has accepted responsibility for the harm he caused, demonstrated sustained rehabilitation over 2 decades, and prepared himself for a safe and productive return to the community. The record this board shows Norman no longer presents the risks that brought him to prison. Rather, he's become someone who enhances public safety through his service, through his leadership, and his ongoing accountability. Today, we hope we can see him as we do: a teacher, a leader, and a father. And for these reasons, and reasons more fully outlined in the brief submitted to you, request this board grant Mr. Norman NEWMAN release on parole supervision into the program in support of the Louisiana. Thank you.
Thank you.
Executive session.
We've got a request for executive session. Go ahead.
A second.
Um, We've returned from executive session and seeing no opposition, we'll continue our hearing. I do want to note that we had the opportunity to receive and review the 187-page document from the parole project. So thoroughly familiar with all of the letters of support. There are numerous people here today in support, and I would like to name them for the record, and forgive me if I get your name wrong. This is both Zoom, Addie Lane Hunt, and at headquarters. Josie Elsie, Ziki Wiltz, Alexandra Angel, Christy Acree, Samuel Mack, Tamika Newman, we've heard from her, Takiwa Newman, Vonda Blackwell, Gilda Newman, your other sister, Razzie Gibbons, and another sister, Janika Newman. Excuse me if I mispronounced your name, but those are the people that we have listed today as visitors. So, Mr. Newman, I want to commend you that one thing that you did very well today was own your responsibility. You acknowledged your previous behavior and you owned your responsibility. And you have been doing some significant work in your rehabilitative process. I need to make note that this was a first-degree murder charge that was pled down to manslaughter. If I'm not mistaken, maybe your co-defendant is still serving a life sentence. The severity of the crime is, with your history, is something that gives me pause. So today, based on the totality of the case, my vote is to deny parole today. Yes, okay. We would like to, Mr. Tillis would like to ask a question.
Mr. Newman, in your statement, when you began your statement earlier, you said you were in fear of your life. What were you referring to?
What I was referring to,
Yes.
all right, I have been, in the past, I have been shot on 2 occasions. Once by Mr. Barnes, was responsible for it. So when I got word after Katrina, I got word that he was looking for me. Family members and friends were telling me he was coming around looking for me and stuff. So I went looking for him. You know, that's what I was told growing up. You know, that the life that I was into, I was scared that he was gonna kill me or shoot me again. So that's what I meant by that.
Okay, thank you.
So I stand by my my vote for denial. You know, you were there perpetrate violence that day. Mr. Tillis.
My vote also is going to be to deny.
And Mr. Bobo.
I'm also going to vote to deny parole also, but I just want to let you know you're on the right track. The classes you're taking, the work you're doing, the things you're doing, stay on that track, stay right up free. And come back and see us when you're eligible again.
The answer is not no, but it's not today. Today it's no, but it's not never. So just keep doing what you're doing, okay?
All right, thank you.
Talk to him, he'll be able to talk to you.
Okay, good morning. The Louisiana Committee on Parole is impaneled at headquarters in Baton Rouge. On my left is Mr. Tillis, to my right is Mr. Barra, I'm Ms. Ledoux. And we are at BAYOU DORCHEAT Correctional Center. With the staff there, please introduce yourself.
Captain John Lewis,
What's the last name?
Lewis, Lewis.
Okay, Captain, have you had any difficulty with Mr. Miller while he's been there?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Mr. Miller, would you please introduce yourself with your name and your DOC number?
Willie Miller, 555-823.
Okay. Mr. Miller, do you have in front of you a parole questionnaire?
Yes, ma'am.
And you will put your signature on that document?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, the answers to those questions indicate that you're not eligible for appointed counsel, a C, no retained attorney. So we're going to go ahead and to conduct the interview. Mr. Tillis is going to read out the allegations against you, and you're going to enter a plea of guilty, guilty with the statement, or not guilty. Okay?
Ma'am.
Thank you.
Good morning, Mr. Miller. How are you?
Good morning. I'm all right. Yourself?
Good, good. Violation number 2, you failed to report for the months of September and October of 2025. How do you plead guilty, not guilty, or with a statement?
Guilty with a statement.
Guilty. Okay, what happened?
I just didn't report. I was I don't know, I was using at the time. I had just got out, and I didn't have no stability really. I didn't have nobody to help me do anything. I had been locked up for like 4.5 years and got out with nothing. So no, it was hard.
Okay, thank you so much for your statement. Rule number 4, on 10/15/2025, you committed the offense of simple burglary, which was evidenced by your arrest by the Mendon Police Department. How do you plead, guilty, not guilty, or with a statement?
Not guilty with a statement.
What happened? What happened?
Well, they've been throwing my court that I honestly didn't do this. My brother lied on me. He got his time like 4 or 5 months ago, and they started throwing my court date off. And I'm like, why? If y'all got me on something, y'all need to go and, let me know. But I'm asking for please let me prove my innocence before I get revoked, because I am innocent of this crime that they put me on. But the
Okay. So your next court date is on May 27th? No, I'm sorry. August 3rd, 26th.
Yes, sir.
So you would rather wait until after your court date?
Yes, sir.
You want to do that? Yeah. Okay. Chair.
So are you asking for us to continue this hearing until after your court date?
Yes, ma'am.
That court date may not happen August 3rd.
Well, I'm really asking y'all to build continuous until this is over with, until they find out if I'm guilty or not guilty, to just prove my innocence in court. If it's not on August, because I really don't know if they're gonna finish this on August the 3rd, because they keep throwing it off. I've been in jail for 10 months. And I'm like, if they got me on something, they need to go and show them, which I know they don't. So that's why they keep throwing me off. I'm innocent.
So do you have a drug problem, or did you have a drug problem on the streets?
Yeah.
You did?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you ever had any kind of treatment?
Well, during this 4 years that I was locked up, I did. I got my GED. I got C-Cross certified. I got my heavy equipment operator license. It just, when I got out, and I didn't They were supposed to, I had got transferred from the jail I was at, and they were supposed to give me my food stamps and stuff, but I never received none of that. And I couldn't get my copy of my GED and stuff from the parole people, and they didn't send me my stuff. I got shipped with none of my stuff.
Willie, you gotta start taking responsibility. You gotta find a way to get it, and you know what I'm saying? It sounds like everybody else didn't help you. Willie's gotta help himself.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let's do that.
What do you think? Mr. Miller, here's the thing. You've been in since okay. Well, I was gonna make a suggestion, but I don't think that you're gonna be eligible for what I wanted to do. So I'll continue the case. I'll vote to continue the case along with Mr. Tillis, Mr. Barra.
I concur.
So we're gonna continue your case until after your charges have been disposed of. But I think you need to go to a substance abuse treatment facility. And maybe during that time, you can start thinking about collecting all the stuff so you can hit the ground running. You gotta get your life back together. So unanimous vote will continue until after charges have been dismissed or adjudicated. Thank
Thank you.
Good morning. The parole panel is in Baton Rouge at headquarters. On my left is Mr. Tillis. To my right is Mr. Barra and Ms. Ledoux. Is Mr. Davis there?
Yeah, but you gotta be quiet.
Mr. Davis?
Hello?
Hi, you're with the East Baton Rouge Parish Jail.
Yes, ma'am.
Is Mr. Davis with you?
He is.
Okay.
How y'all doing?
Hi, Mr. Davis. Did you hear me introduce the panel?
I
Can you
did
see-
not, ma'am.
You see our names, Mr.
Yes,
Tillis,
ma'am.
Ron, Ms. Ledoux. Would you please introduce yourself with your name and your DOC number?
My name is ROMIE D. Davis. My DOC number is 573326.
Okay, Mr. Davis, do you have a parole revocation questionnaire in front of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that indicates that you are eligible for appointed counsel, and I believe your attorney is with you today, Mr. Mitchell Connor. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Connor, would you introduce yourself?
Yes, ma'am. Good morning. Protocol being established. Attorney Mitchell Connor this morning on behalf of Mr. ROMIE Davis.
Great, thank you. You please feel free to interject throughout this hearing. You are providing counsel, and you may interject as needed. Okay?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
We also have a David Sunday, an uncle who would like to speak. But first of all, we're going to go ahead and ask Mr. Barra to read out the allegations, and you'll need to enter a plea of guilty with a statement or not.
All right, it's alleged that you have violated the conditions of your parole in the following manner. Number 2, that you failed to report to the parole in office from September 24th to February of 2026. How do you plead to that violation?
Guilty.
Mr. Davis, I advise you to plead not guilty.
Not guilty. I'm sorry. Not guilty. Not guilty.
All right. Do you want to give us a statement about that violation?
If you want the God honest truth, I had gotten arrested and I had done some time that I thought was gonna wipe out my parole. I was told by my probation officer in Avoyes Parish that the time that I had served would have wiped my parole out. So I had went to treatment at the Hope Center in Marksville. So I really, in the God's honest truth, I thought this parole was taken care of through some time that I had served.
And who was your parole officer that told you that?
I'm not sure his name. It was a guy out of Avoyes Parish. I want to say his name was Ryan Allen.
Did he ever give you a letter or a completion notice?
No, sir. He did never give me a letter, and I should have called back. I'm not gonna say I shouldn't have. I should have checked in on it, but I did not. I really thought the time had been served.
All right. Mr. Mitchell, you have anything to add to that?
So I believe in that situation, Mr. Davis, after speaking with him, he did truly believe that, he had satisfied the time for his parole based on the fact that he served some time where there was no bill, or the time that he served did not result in any charges or any violations or any convictions, etc. And he was sitting in jail for a period of time, which he believed at that time substantiated that he was complete with his parole. And when he left from that particular detainment, after having discussions with the parole officers and the parties there, it's my understanding that they told him, hey, you're right. If you have been held for 10 months, I believe Mr. Davis can correct me if I'm wrong. I believe if you've been held for 10 months, then
Yes, sir.
that should have satisfied your parole time, because he was on the 2-for-1 or 3-for-1 system, because the conviction was from 2020.
Hopefully you explain to him how wrong he was, huh? That's not how it works.
Right, I did.
All
But I
right.
also think based on Mr. Davis's previous mental diagnoses, it may be possible that he did not have the intent to violate his check-ins or report. He may just have been in an altered state.
He is a fifth
Also,
offender and has been on supervision several times previously.
say that again. I could not. It broke up.
He is a fifth class offender and has been on supervision several times previously.
Okay.
All right. Condition number 9, that you fail to communicate and provide a valid address in order for a probation and parole officer to make visits. Your whereabouts remain unknown until your arrest in East Baton Rouge. How do you plead to that one?
Not guilty.
You had been telling your parole officer where you were living up until your arrest?
He knew that I was going to treatment, in and out of treatment. They did know that.
What about where you were living? Had he seen you at your residence? Had you given him a residence to go visit
I
at?
was living in sober living. When I wasn't in treatment, I was in sober living homes.
I see when you were at the sober living home, you got kicked out. Why did you get kicked out of Oxford House?
Because I didn't have the money to pay.
And what about your arrest on 9/17 for 2024 for disturbing the peace by intoxication? What was that all about? How did that happen?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I was under the influence, and I'd got a little paranoid because I wasn't on my medication either. I'd actually went up to a cop and asked him if he could take me to the jail. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I was scared. I was paranoid. I ain't gonna lie to you.
So you walked up to the cop and asked him to arrest you?
Yeah, I was under the influence and I was paranoid. I was. That's the God honest truth.
All right. Condition number 10, that you failed to pay supervision fee as evident by your arrearage of $2,349. Were you paying your fees?
No, sir.
Plead guilty to that one? I don't have any more questions. I don't have any questions either.
I believe your uncle, Mr. David Sunday, would like to make a statement. Mr. Sunday? You're getting it off mute.
All right, can you hear me? I had to unmute the phone. I was having a little trouble. Sorry about that. And I've kind of heard some of it and didn't hear some of it. So I'm just want to say good morning to all y'all. And thanks for the opportunity to speak here on Romie's behalf. I'm his uncle, David Sunday. And I thought I heard a little bit about being guilty and not guilty. And I don't know if there's a confusion between what he intended to do or if it's going to hinder the reflection upon him as pleading guilty or not guilty. I think his attorney advised him to plead not guilty, but I think he is willing to have accountability for his actions. So he may be a little confused as to what to say on that. So without further doing this, I want to thank you for the opportunity to speak on behalf of my nephew. I want to emphasize a critical foundational fact to the board, which is Romie has no new criminal charges. His current incarceration is strictly due to being in violation of his parole out of Calcasieu Parish. After becoming homeless, he succumbed to a severe addiction and absconded out of place out of fear and instability. At the time of his being picked up on this violation, the police responded to a disturbance call where he was found homeless and asking for financial help. So I believe the state reviewed the incident and filed 0 charges against him, recognizing that this was a crisis of destitution and addiction, not criminal intent. So presently, Romie has been incarcerated for what I believe is about 6 months on this violation. And I feel that this period served a vital and uninterrupted window of sobriety, safety, and self-reflection. So sending him back to prison to serve out the remainder of his sentence will not treat the underlying disease of his addiction. It will only stall his progress and reset his recovery clock. So to ensure public safety while aggressively addressing his healthcare and mental needs, we have actively laid the groundwork for a complete, highly structured diversion plan that is fully ready to be executed upon this board's approval. And the first thing would be, I'm working directly with a Dr. Emily Timley at O'Brien House Recovery Center, who will have Romie interviewed and placed directly into their specialized residential treatment plan. I've also contacted and actively coordinated a plan with Miss Lisa Burns, who is a social worker at the 19 JDC. She has confirmed that if the board permits, she will interview Romie and can officially begin to find placement and secure him a bed. Romie is completely prepared to sign all necessary consent forms to transfer his parole from East Baton Rouge Parish and be reassigned, from Calcasieu Parish to East Baton Rouge Parish. So in order to guarantee absolute transparency and compliance, Romie is ready to sign consent to allow his exact whereabouts, his daily schedule, and his clinical progress reports to be directly shared with his newly assigned Baton Rouge officer at all times. So we won't have any dark zones of his supervision. And as his uncle, I am here before this board and am personally guaranteeing his compliance. If the board allows him to enter this treatment track under the East Baton Rouge supervision, I give my word that if he leaves this program prematurely, misses a check-in, fails to report, gives any premonitions of departure in the least little bit, that I will directly contact his parole officer and report his non-compliance immediately. So I would like to finally conclude with a word about what my personal observation of Romie has been. And I've been knowing my nephew his entire life. And this is the absolute first time that I ever seen Romie attempting treatment along the way of his supervision or honestly admitting that he has a problem rather than placing the blame on everyone and everything else around him. So he is actually actively trying to seek treatment on his own. And if the board could consider the fact that he would have probably just violated himself with the time that I'm understanding that he had, he would probably be about ready to discharge on parole as it is anyway. So, he stayed the course to get this parole board hearing and ask for an attorney to address, and so he can continue in his recovery. So in order to embrace his efforts for help, I have extended my hand to steer him in the right direction so he can pursue his recovery. I am, upon this board's approval, connecting him with sincere individuals like Ms. Byrne and Ms. Dr. Tilley, who are seasoned social workers and proven veterans in this community in their respective fields. So for these reasons, we all ask the board to accept his 6 months as time served and deny his revocation and grant him this supervision opportunity to heal. And I would like to thank y'all for y'all's time and consideration and your service to the state of Louisiana. And that's all I have to say.
Are you gonna give him a place to live if he would be released?
Yes, sir, I would. And I think that was another part of his problem. He didn't have anywhere to go to. So Yes, and we have a place where he can come stay. He has an address to go to and the parole officer can come check it out. If
He
y'all,
was out of Oxford House for not pay. I didn't have the reason, but he said for not paying. How are you gonna work that out this time?
if.
You said you talked to Oxford House and they would
He
take
can
him back.
I can also provide him with employment as well. Provide him with a job eventually, if how his treatment plan would let him start going to work. And I am going to help him with financial support. He has no mother and father. They're both passed away. He lost his mother at 22, and his father was at around 50 years old, I believe. So he's been roughing it out and struggling around, and he lost contact with me, and he doesn't really have any other family members. So I am prepared to help him financially, get on his feet, and try to get him in a recovery track program.
Right. Thank you.
I will say it's not in my history or nature to reward someone from absconding. However, I believe when you have a mental health situation compounded by substance abuse, there needs to be some consideration. Our goal is public safety, and that can only be achieved through appropriate treatment plan. Mr. Barra, are you prepared to vote?
I'm ready to vote. All right. I think you got lucky with your uncle stepping back into your life. You need to take advantage of that when you do get out. But I'm not gonna let you straight out to the street. What I'm gonna do is in lieu of revocation, in other words, we're not gonna revoke you, but order you to complete substance abuse and mental health with DOC. There won't be any charge on that. And then once you get completed with that, then you're gonna go follow up and stay with your uncle and follow up with any aftercare that's needed at Oxford House and all those other places that he had. So we're gonna start you off in a custodial treatment place where you won't have a choice about getting treatment or not. And that hopefully will get you moved right on into what all the stuff he's talking about.
Okay. Yes,
Well,
sir.
that's my vote. I'm on.
Okay.
Mr. Tillis.
I'm gonna concur with Mr. Barra.
My vote is in lieu of revocation to send you to DOC substance abuse with follow-up with your uncle's outpatient plan. So today you have not been revoked outright, but you will be going to DOC custody for substance abuse.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you very much. That
Yes, ma'am.
concludes
Thank
our
you.
business there at East Metro.
I got my door.
Hey, can your uncle, sir,
The Committee on Parole is impaneled at headquarters in Baton Rouge. Today, serving on my left is Mr. Tillis, to my right, Mr. Barra, and I'm Ms. Ledoux. We are currently at Bossier Maximum Security Center. Would the offender please introduce yourself with your name and your DOC number?
TRAYVON Harris, 756-531.
Is there any other, is there a staff member in the room with you, Mr. Harris?
I just walked in. He just walked in.
Please introduce yourself, sir.
Hello, ma'am. I'm Deputy Bearden with the Bossier Sheriff's Office.
Deputy, do you know if you've had any problems with Mr. Harris since he's been with you?
I can't say personally I have, no.
Okay.
I can
Have
go
you-
look see if we have any reports or anything with him.
I have no problems.
You've had a few problems?
No, I had none.
None. So you've been detained, you've been there since August 27th of 24?
No, ma'am. April 12th of this year.
Okay. And that was your warrant. Yeah, okay, April 12th.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to read some information. First of all, do you have a parole questionnaire in front of you that
Yes, ma'am.
recognize your signature?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. The answers to that questionnaire indicate that you are not eligible for appointed counsel, and I do not see an attorney of record on file. So we're going to go ahead and begin. I'm going to read some allegations of violations against you, and you're going to enter a plea of guilty with a statement, or not guilty. First of all, you're charged with absconding. You did not report to the Shreveport District Office since May 14th, 2024. You failed to report for June through December of 24, all of 25, and January through March until you were picked up in April. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
How do you plead?
Guilty.
Okay. Violation number 3, you moved from your listed residence in August of 24, and your whereabouts were unknown. How do you plead?
Not guilty.
Not guilty?
Yes, ma'am.
So somebody knew where you were?
Oh, yeah. I still stayed at the listed residence, but my grandma, she had answered the door when my parole officer came, and he talked to her, and I wasn't there that day.
In August of 24?
Yeah, we didn't move to like January, February 26th. She just recently moved.
You committed the offense of simple criminal damage to property, which is a misdemeanor, and resisting an officer when you were arrested by Bossier City Police, April 12th, 2026. How do you plead?
Guilty.
You failed to obtain lawful employment and you did not provide PMP with any proof of attempting to do so.
Guilty.
To say if you could see it, I don't think you could have given them any documents.
I didn't have I haven't had a job or ID. I tried to get my parole officer to help me get an ID, but I never had one before.
Okay. Visits to your residence were impossible because you were not at your listed residence and you moved without prior permission or notification.
Not guilty. After the first time he came to the address, he never attempted to come back to the address or nothing. He only came one time and never asked to come in to the address or nothing like that.
Okay. Number 10, you have failed to pay your supervision fees and you're behind $1,449.
Yes, ma'am.
Guilty. Okay. Trayvon, you're a second class offender. Is this your first time on supervision?
I've been on probation, not parole before.
You know, we expect you to follow the rules.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, because you have a full term date of 2030.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, we warranted you August in 24.
Yes, ma'am.
Do my colleagues have any questions?
It's hard to find a job. You haven't had a chance to get a job.
I always been trying to get an ID. I never had an ID before because I don't have a birth certificate or a social security card. I'm 24, but I never in my life had an ID before. And most jobs need ID to work.
Work release.
Y'all can. Well, Mr. Harris, you signed the conditions of parole,
Yes, ma'am.
and you did not follow the conditions of parole. Okay? My vote today is going to be to revoke your parole. And
There isn't a way I could get a technical,
well, you know a lot about it and you didn't follow the rules. It's interesting. My vote is to revoke. My colleagues can vote now, Mr. Barra.
All right, I'm gonna vote in lieu of revocation to put you in a transitional work program. You know, you can get your license, your skills, get some money, and then we'll try you out one more time.
I concur with Mr. Boyer. But I'll give you a shot. You're gonna have to abide by the rules.
So on a vote of 2-1, you will be in lieu of revocation sent to a transitional work program. Might behoove you to go ahead and get some kind of ID.
I can help him with that. Don't come back, that's all I can tell you.
how
'Cause next-
long,
Oh,
how
Kurt.
long will I be there?
You don't worry.
About 6
It's
months.
not
It's better
until
than
20
being revoked till 2030.
You have a lot of time left, so. don't
You got a
worry
lot
about
to learn too about how to get IDs, how to work, how to be responsible and
it. That concludes our business there at BOSSIER. Thank you very much.
I'm gonna give it a stand.
Good afternoon. The Louisiana Committee on Parole, it's not afternoon, it's still morning. The Louisiana Committee on Parole is impaneled in Baton Rouge at headquarters. On my left is Mr. Tillis, to my right is Mr. Barra. I'm Ms. Ledoux. We're at Riverbend Correctional. Would the staff there please introduce yourself?
My name is Lieutenant Jonathan.
Okay, Lieutenant, have you had any problems out of this inmate since he's been there?
No,
Okay.
ma'am.
So, sir, would you please introduce yourself with your name and your DOC number?
My name is WAYLON Amos. My DOC number is 526108.
Okay. Mr. Amos, do you have a parole revocation questionnaire in front of you?
No, ma'am.
Okay, we're going to put that on the screen. I need you to identify your signature, and I will let you know that the answers to that indicate that you are not eligible for appointed counsel because you understand the charges and you want to speak on your own behalf. Okay, you see that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. All right. Mr. Amon, you're here because you've been accused of violating some conditions of parole, and I'm going to ask Mr. Barra to read those out, and you'll need to enter a plea of guilty with a statement, or not guilty. Okay?
All right, it's alleged that you have violated the conditions of your parole in the following manner. Number 4, that you failed to refrain from criminal activity on or about 10/25/25 when you committed the offense of simple burglary. This charge is accepted under Lafayette docket number 200326 and has a pretrial date of 7/30/26. How do you plead to that violation?
Not guilty. Look, I'm gonna say this because I didn't take anything. I didn't break into anybody's car. I told my parole officer already and a supervisor what happened. The last time I went to court on the 21st of May, they offered to give me they're gonna drop the charge to a misdemeanor and give me credit for time served. So I deferred to revoke myself because first I knew if I take a conviction of a felony that automatically revoked my parole, right?
Right.
But if they give me if they amend it to a lesser charge, that would be a misdemeanor, so that wouldn't revoke my parole, right?
Wrong.
Wrong.
It could revoke your parole depending on the circumstances and the parole panel that you have. You know, we can revoke this on criminal behavior, so it could revoke your parole. This doesn't necessarily mean you won't get your parole.
All right.
And have your case heard.
All right. I just didn't want to keep on going back and forth because I know regardless I'm in here and right now I'm on parole, so I can't get out of jail unless I revoke my parole in due time. But I don't want to take blame for something that I didn't do. I know I didn't do. Any other time I come to jail, I wouldn't hesitate I wouldn't even waste y'all time like this to even come in front y'all and try to plead my case out because I know I was wrong for something. This time I know I didn't do anything. Like I offered the judge, the DA that I would pay restitution, and that's why he pushed it off because he's like, why would you pay restitution if you never took anything? I'm like, well, I don't want to keep going on with this. I was really just trying to get out of jail, but I'm like, hey, why would I do those things anyways? So that's why he pushed it back. I mean, I go back to jail to court on the 30th of this month. I'm not trying to waste your time or waste my time neither. Because every day of my life is precious and I'm wasting my time being incarcerated. I just got out at 60 days. I didn't get caught with anything in my possession. I was right down the street leaving the Waffle House in Lafayette. I'm not sure if y'all familiar with the Evangelist Thruway in Lafayette.
No, but what do you plan on doing when you go to court on the 30th? You gonna plan on taking a misdemeanor credit for time served?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, it looks like the police report says that
Preliminary hearing.
that says that you went to park car and you were entering the parked car, didn't belong to you, looking through the parked car when the victim saw you on her camera. camera and came outside and confronted you. And then you said you were sorry and took off walking down the street. You were caught in the act of going through her car.
That's not true. She see on the report, it even said that she said on that she seen me on video camera going to her car, but she said when the police asked her to show her the video, she said she couldn't show her the video because it was she was watching it live and it couldn't be it wouldn't save to her phone. I didn't go over there for that reason. I told my parole officer the truth. She called me over there to come and smoke some weed with her, and I like when I went over there and I got over there. The sister came outside. That's not even the same girl I talked to. And then when the cop went over there and I told her what happened, she said that she didn't have no sister. So I'm like, what?
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on there.
Okay, so what were you doing going over and smoking marijuana when you just got off of supervision? I mean, got put on supervision in August.
You're right. I didn't smoke any. I didn't smoke any marijuana. That's what I'm trying to tell you. She called me over there for those reasons, and it was like it's not funny because of the situation. With the dude on side me laughing. That's why I'm laughing, and he laughing at me. He laughing at me, and like this is like Like I'm not here to play no game with y'all because right now y'all got my freedom in your hand right now, regardless of the matter. It's like it's it's crazy. It's a crazy situation. Like oh,
You're a fifth felony offender. You know how to stay up.
hold on, something going on. Look, it's saying no, excuse me. Yeah. Hello?
We're
Yeah.
here. We're here. Okay. You're a fifth felony offender, right?
Yes, ma'am.
It's not behavior conducive to a fifth felony offender to stay out of prison. So you did not take anything out of the vehicle?
No, ma'am, I didn't take anything.
Okay, the burglary charges are still pending.
Did you know the victim?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. I went to school with him. That's how I ended up going over there. But she telling the people that she don't know me. Like you know, like I'm like I don't know, a lot of guys catch charges for domestic charges and then they go to jail and the girls go to court and they drop the charges. Like I just got out of jail. Like, I don't know like what her and my baby mama got into in the process of this, but like me being in jail, like but like when I got out of jail, I wasn't expecting none of this to go on like this, I was just coming over there to chill with her, and then now she playing like she don't even know me. This like, so like all I could do is just plead my case and fight out in the court system. The DA says go try to contact her to see what she wants to do. She never responded to him. So I don't know right now. I'm just sitting. I'm in jail right now.
Well, this is the only thing that we have violation in front of us. And you have not been fully adjudicated in court. And I don't think that I have enough evidence to determine your guilt. So, I mean, I think you need to go back to court. You have to make the recommendation.
Yeah, I would go ahead and offer you continuance to the outcome of the pending charge. But keep in mind, if you get convicted of a misdemeanor, it ain't automatically walk out to jail. Still a violation that's gonna have to be heard and looked at, and then you're gonna have been convicted of a new charge, which is a violation.
It's a misdemeanor and you've been in since October. So, I mean, that would be taken into consideration if it's dropped down. So my vote would also be to continue your case until the charges have been disposed of in court.
I concur.
So today we're going to go ahead and continue this case until after you go back to court and find out what the court determines, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
Y'all have a good day.
You can relate or something, Jeff?
Just
Turn this on.
What's he doing?
Hmm.
You see me?
Nuh-uh. He probably outside.
Hey, say, Coach Breeze.
Hi, the Committee on Parole is in Baton Rouge at headquarters. On my left is Mr. Tillis. To my right is Mr. Barra. I'm Ms. Ledoux. We are at CATAHOULA Parish Jail. I see staff there. Staff, would you introduce yourself?
Hello,
Could you introduce yourself for the record?
my name is Tanya Stevenson, the DOC Transition Specialist.
Okay, Tanya, have y'all, okay, that's all I need to know. Thank you, Tanya.
Okay.
Hey, sir, would you please state your name and your DOC number for the record?
CRAIGDRICK KING, 776-1005.
Okay. Mr. King, you're before this panel today with allegations of violations of your parole. Do you have a questionnaire in front of you, a parole questionnaire?
Yeah,
Oh.
yes, ma'am.
Okay, and you recognize your signature?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so the answers to that questionnaire indicate that you do not qualify for appointed counsel. Have you retained an attorney?
I had an attorney when I was going to court, but they say he wasn't gonna be able to be here today on the Zoom app.
Okay, so is that an appointed attorney or a?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you're not asking for an appointed attorney right now? So,
You was gonna say something.
yes.
What is it you were gonna say?
Yes, I would like to appoint appointed counsel.
Okay, so for the revocation hearing, you're not eligible for an appointed counsel. For your court case, you've got a counsel, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You could hire that person to defend you here if that's something you wanted to do.
They say he wasn't gonna be able to make it today.
Okay.
They called him.
All right. So Mr. Tillis is going to ask you some questions. And you need to enter a plea of guilty with a statement or not guilty.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. King, how are you?
I'm doing all right. How about you?
Okay, I'm gonna read rule violation number 4. On 10/6/25, you were involved in a criminal activity in the commission of the offense of second-degree murder in Calcasieu Parish. You were arrested by the Calcasieu Parish Sheriff's Office on 10/28/25. According to the affidavit of probable cause prepared by the Calcasieu Sheriff's Department's office on or about 10/6/25, you were in possession of a Schedule 1 controlled dangerous substance, Mojo. You provided this drug to another inmate, which led to the inmate's death. How do you plead guilty, not guilty, or with the statement?
Not guilty, sir.
You want to make a statement on that?
I mean, I went to court. I went to court for these charges, and they had dismissed the charges in court on June 9th.
They dismissed them?
Yes, sir. They dismissed them June 9th in court.
Do you have any paperwork to back that up?
No, that Ms. Stevenson said she had sent y'all, she sent the parole board my court amendments. That's what she told me.
I read through your file and I didn't see it unless my colleagues.
I'll ask for executive session.
I'll second.
Okay, we're back out of executive session. Mr. King, I believe the information you're providing us is inaccurate. They did not drop charges. You still have an arraignment for October 13, 26. They released some information about bond. Okay, so we have a copy of the court records and we looked at that. So Mr. Tillis is still interviewing you.
Okay, on these dates, did you bring a substance into jail with you?
No, sir.
Did you give it to someone?
No, sir. I didn't have no drugs in jail, sir.
There's video. Sure. Did you smoke drugs while you were in jail?
No, sir. Smoke cigarettes.
There's a video showing that you and a
Bond application.
What are you charged with now? Why are you in jail and what are you charged with?
Sir?
You're in jail now. What are you charged with?
So, that's the only thing that's holding me. That's what CATAHOULA got me up in for.
What is that?
2nd degree murder.
Okay. Why did they charge you with 2nd degree murder?
Cause they say that I handed the dude Joshua some mojo.
And you weren't, well, it's on video where you and this guy were smoking mojo and he died. You weren't smoking mojo?
No, sir. I was never smoking mojo, sir.
Any of my colleagues have any questions? No, I'm ready to vote. My vote today is going to be revoke your. Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm sorry. We have some people who want to say something in your defense. Your brother, Mr. Johnson. Are you on Zoom?
Yes, sir, I am.
Okay, what would you like to tell us about your brother?
Very high character young man. I watched him grow up. You know, of course, he's my baby brother. Was a very great athlete in high school at Bossier High, where I was once a head football coach at. Very, like I said, very high character. Come from a really good family. Like a lot of people made some mistakes, but hey, that's all humans. But he's such a great young man. We miss him dearly out here. And he brings so much joy to a lot of people. He's not a bad guy at all. And, you know, I'm just extremely proud of him. He's going to be a better man once he get out of here. I know that for sure. He's going to be under my wings and he's going to stay under my wings. So can't wait till he come home. Be a very high character young man, come from a really good family. We all country people from Plainview, Louisiana. And he's going to come out here and dominate in this world.
Thank you so much for your comment.
Yes, sir.
His aunt, Andrea Johnson. Can you hear us?
I can hear you.
What would you like to say?
Can you unmute your?
Sir?
No, we're trying to get your aunt on.
Oh.
I'm the mom.
You go ahead and Miss Tisha Johnson, you can go ahead and speak now.
First of all, say, how are y'all doing today? I'm just really here. Excuse me. It has really been a long 5 years for me. Without my child in the last charges that they did on him, I cannot get past that. Knowing the fact that they dropped all charges and they're still trying to say that he did these things. I know he said he gave him a cigarette. I don't know any more of it, but I know he's not that kind of person. My baby has been gone literally since out of high school. And when they dropped charges on him, I just thought my baby was coming back home to me because I know he can be a better person. I'm not trying to say that he was, I mean, it's not okay, any of it that's going on. Now I know he didn't do that. I know better than that. They didn't even have any evidence of it in court where they dropped all charges on him. I just really needed my baby back at home. It has been the worst 5 years of my life. I just wanted my baby to come home so he could live a life and start over and just get himself on the right track, sir, because he's not rich. He is not that kind of kid. He really isn't.
Okay, thank you very much for your time.
Give him a chance.
Thank you. That's his aunt. Oh, that was his mother? Okay, what about his aunt?
Trail Johnson has his back.
Mr. Trail Johnson, are you there?
I think you're on mute.
Mr. Trail?
Okay.
What happened to our
I'm here. I'm here. Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. I worked in the basement, got bad service. Yeah, my name is Artrell Johnson, speaking on behalf of my nephew, CRAIGDRICK King. I'm just a little confused about the all of the paperwork and everything. I've actually been the main person communicating with all the DAs and investigators and everything. And I talked to the clerk of court, who also advised me that those charges were in fact dismissed. So can we I'm just trying to figure out what we never knew anything about our October court date. We were told he was dismissed on second-degree murder.
Okay, this is minutes, criminal court minutes, CATAHOULA on Tuesday, June 9th, stating that CRAIGDRICK King, second-degree murder. This matter came to be heard this date for felony arraignment and preliminary examination. Defendant was present in open court, represented by Paul Lemke. Mr. Lemke made an oral 701B motion. Motion is granted, and the defendant is released from bond obligation. Preliminary examination is mute. Arraignment is continued to October 13, 2026 at 9 a.m.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we were never informed of that. Like I said, I spoke to the clerk of court myself because I was thinking that he would be released that same day. And so I contacted them. They said that the charges were dismissed. We were never informed that he would be arraigned again or had an arraignment. It was filed due to them having not even taking him to court to be arraigned. He sat in jail ever since October, waiting to be arraigned. So from October to June, he sat to wait to be arraigned.
I just came across something looking through the documents that we have, and basically this part states that on November 14, 2025, the date of the date that the guy died, CRAIGDRICK King was later interviewed after being advised of his Miranda rights. King admitted to giving contraband to Cole and stated he acted as a middleman in the exchange for commissary items. The autopsy determined that Cole died from acute toxic MDMA and related synthetic cannabinoid compounds, both classified as Schedule 1. Based on King's admission and the supporting video evidence investigators obtained an arrest warrant to charge King with second-degree murder. That's more about the specific violation and what happened than whether it's pending, not pending, or anything else. He admitted after being given his rights that he handed over the dope for commissary items.
Well, like I said, I've been speaking with all the investigators and detectives as well. It's to my understanding, and I don't, I will have to try to get to my notes and see if I remember taking down the DA name or the detective name. But he advised me that he spoke with CRAIGDRICK. He did, and he advised that CRAIGDRICK advised that of something about a cigarette. They were smoking a cigarette. That's what he told me that CRAIGDRICK spoke to him about on that day. And then I asked him, how would CRAIGDRICK get any drugs to give to an inmate? And he's not on work release. He's not going in and out of the jail or anything. The man advised that, you know, he was aware of that because he's been incarcerated since the very first charge he caught. Back in, was it 2021, 19? I don't even remember the dates, but he's been incarcerated. Well, 21, because he's been incarcerated for 5 years. So that was my conversation with the DA. They never told me that he was in the report that he admitted to giving contraband to an inmate. That was never a part of the discussion.
That was
He's
the
always
investigation.
stood firm on. I'm sorry.
Day the guy died, that was part of the investigation at the jail by the sheriff's office, not the DA.
Yeah, I understand that, but they never informed that he admitted to giving contraband or that they even had proof that he gave the guy the contraband. Because from my understanding, the guy was a mojo head, and this is words that came out of the investigators and DA's mouth. Like I said, I've been speaking to them personally. And like I said, he said that he smoked a cigarette, and that's what, from my understanding, he told them as well. So for that to be even in the paperwork, I'm a bit taken aback by that, because we never been. And then he also said that he wasn't looking forward to really pressing charges, but they were doing their investigation. I have been speaking with them for months and months and months. Well, since this has been going on, I've been like the main person contacting. I've spoken to different probation officers trying to figure out why would he even be, because they were saying he was on probation, and I said he's never left a jail. He's never left a jail to even be placed on probation. So that was my confusion. How would he give an inmate something when he's already incarcerated? He's been incarcerated.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. I'm ready to vote. My vote today is going to be to continue till this arraignment on October 13, 2026. I concur with Mr. Tillett.
These charges are too serious for me to make a decision today about revocation. So my vote is also to continue until after arraignment in October. That concludes our business there at that facility, and also for the day. It's 11:40 and we're signing off.
So what?
So